Hey guys, just wanted to make a video showing you guys my favorite way to take RC car tires off. Doesn't matter what kind, whether you got some truggies, got some F1 stuff, or touring, doesn't matter. This method works, either way for everything. This is my preferred method just because it's easiest, and pretty cheap too in the end. And also keeps the tires in the best condition, at least for me, that I've gotten to do. I've tried all the other ways. I've tried the boiling. I've tried throwing them in the oven. I don't really like those ways. The main reason I don't like the boiling is because what I have found out, it usually ruins your foams. So if you got nice closed cell foams like that, they sometimes survive, but they usually don't. Usually what happens is they shrink if you boil them. And then if you got cheap, foams like that, usually they just shrivel up and turn into nothing. So if you do the boiling method, then you're going to end up usually having to buy some different foams for your tires. Now, the baking method, the reason why I didn't like the baking method is, for one, using it for, buggy and truggy wheels. It worked okay. It was just kind of annoying because you had to heat up the oven. You threw them in there for, 20 minutes, and then you had to pull them out, and then sit there and see what you can get off, and then you have to throw them back in there, and then pull them back out and get one off, and you have to do this over and over and over, keeping your oven on. And trust me, if you guys got a girlfriend or are married, as soon as you open that oven up, you get all the fumes, and it just stinks. It smells like your CA glue. It fumes. The fumes come off of that. It burns the hell out of your eyes, and the rubber doesn't smell too good either. So usually ladies don't appreciate that, guys. So my favorite method by far has been using the heat gun. This one I got at local Harbor Freight store. Ooh, Drill Master. It was like $12. I mean, it's got two little settings. Not gonna go on a review on this, but I mean, got low and then high. I used the lower setting because I found out the high tends to melt it before the wheel actually soaks up the heat. So getting into this, I mean, you can see tires glued. It's not coming off. So all you gotta do is take your heat gun, turn on the first setting, wait for it to warm up a little bit. Hold on, let's see here. Also, when you're working with this, make sure to wear gloves. I got some old motocross gloves here I had laying around in the garage. This thing on the low setting gets to, I believe it was like 600 and something degrees. It gets hot as hell. And when you're trying to touch the rubber and the wheel with that, when it's hot, it'll burn the hell out of your hands. So definitely wear gloves, whether it's these gloves or you can use some of the mechanic gloves. I know a lot of people have those. So either way, I mean, even welding gloves, some thin welding gloves will work for some TIG welding. That works. But definitely wear some gloves. Now starting off, it takes a little bit because you have to wait for the wheel to heat up, okay? So what I like to do is just get the heat, and just put it on, pull it back a little bit, and put the heat on there. Just let it sit there for a little while. And this depending which wheel you're doing, how good you glued it, this could all take different amounts of time. I mean, like a truggy wheel that's glued pretty well, it'd take a little bit. Also, when you're using the heat gun, if you're doing smaller stuff like touring, especially stuff that's spoked, really pay attention to it, because these little tiny ones tend to heat up really quick, and you can warp them. And that's one reason I hate doing the baking method or the boiling method with these, especially. They tend to warp or something like that. At least with the heat gun, you can point it where you need it, and you can keep track of it a lot easier than looking through a window or looking through some bubbly water. So for touring wheels, I definitely recommend this. Same with the like the F1 stuff. I would definitely try the heat gun method. But right now, I'm just putting the heat in between the wheel and tire. Get close up there. Sorry for the heat gun's making a lot of noise. But in between just the wheel and the tire, try being in a well ventilated area too, because when you're doing this, you're gonna get fumes also from this, from the CA glue. It does come up, and if you get the fumes in your eye, it does burn. So just a heads up on that, guys. So let's see, just got to make sure it's nice and warm. So just to show you guys, also got a little temp gun here, just show you how hot this thing gets. I mean, we're at, get that the focus, there we go, we're at 250 degrees is how hot my wheel is right now. So like I said, you guys, be safe, you know, wear gloves. These motocross gloves work great. I don't have any issues with it. But all right, let's see if I can pull some of this off. The hardest part really is starting off, really, because you're just trying to warm everything up. Once the wheel's been warmed up, it seems to go pretty easy. So let's see if I can peel this off yet. There it goes. See, the wheel just peels, seriously, it just peels right off, just like that. Look at that. And see here, it's starting to get cold again. So right there, see, can't pull it off. So heat it back up. It just takes, you know, just take your time with it. Do little, I found out doing little chunks of tire, like 1/8 of a tire at a time, usually works. If you go back and forth. Go back. And once you get it started, it doesn't take long at all. You can you know, take an entire set of wheels off in, you know, 45 minutes to an hour at the most, depending, you know, what glue you use or how much you use, you know, how much the tire's still attached. So, I mean, my results aren't going to be 100% to yours, but just to show you how much easier this is. Alright, let's see. That should be about hot enough. Let's see if I can show you guys. Peel some more here. See the glue? It just peels right off. Alright. You just gotta sit there for a little bit and, you know, heat what you can up, take it off, and you'll definitely know what part's hot, what part of the tire isn't, because what you heat up and what's nice and warm, where the glue is starting to come undone, because that's what's happening here, is when you heat it up, the CA glue, it breaks the CA glue's bond to the wheel and the tire. That's how the CA glue comes off here. Not comes off, I should say, just breaking it down a little bit to take the tire off. So, let's see, warm all that up. A little bit more. Let's see, if you look at the wheel, there is a little bit of the tire stain on here. Not a whole lot. But, this is definitely a lot easier, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm sure there's other people, there's other videos that show, you know, what way they like best. And like I said, I tried watching the videos and doing the baking and the boiling method, and I just didn't have good luck with it. This is the only way I've ever had good luck with taking stuff off. So, I am using tire glue. These are AKA wheels and AKA City Block tires. So, also good quality tires, stuff like that, will stick better than if you get the cheap ones. So, especially with cheap wheels, if you get some cheap wheels, like, you know, from China, or just some super budget ones, just make sure to be careful, because they will heat up and they do warp. So when you're tugging on this thing, just, you know, look at your wheel, make sure you're not bending it a lot. So once you got those warped, it's really, really hard to get them back to where they're good. Okay, let's pull some of this off. There you go. See, look at that. Right there even too. It's Just pulling it right off. There, it stopped. Ooh, ouch. So it still gets hot, guys. Even through motocross gloves. That's why I was saying, use maybe even welding gloves would work. Some thin welding gloves for TIG welding. So, alright, let's see if I can get this last chunk in one swoop. Also, maybe if you guys just have one set of wheels and you want to, you know, put these tires on a different set of wheels, or these wheels on some new set of tires, or even if you guys are racing and kind of on a budget, you know, say you're going to a different track tomorrow, or you haven't raced in a while and the temperature's cooled down or heated up, you can always do this. You can pop the tire, you know, off. You can, you know, pop your foam out and then switch your foams out to some, you know, softer or harder ones, whatever, you know, your track conditions need. Or I guess to your driving preferences, really. So, yeah, this wheel is smoking hot. So where are we at over here? Almost 300 degrees is where I've noticed, I guess, it starts breaking down. But anywhere even else on the wheel here, like down here at the bottom, I mean, it's still 180 degrees. So, it's one thing I can't stress enough. I've already, you know, burnt my hands a few times here. It does happen. It's the awesome thing about leather. I mean, anybody that does road racing and ever fallen on a street bike know that leather protects you really well, but it does not dissipate heat very well. Alright, let's see if I can get the rest of this off right here. There we go. Pops off. Ooh, last piece. Bam, there it is. See, look at that. Turn that off. Just like that. You can pop your foam out. You can do what you wish with it. You know, you can change your tires. I gotta do the other side, obviously, still. But, like I said, guys, this is definitely my favorite way of doing it. It definitely saves your tires. Like here, I got this one. I mean, these City Blacks, they're pretty done, obviously. I started running these on some clay track, but I mean, if you look, you could still definitely put those on another wheel if you needed to. They're not torn up to, you know, like other methods, or if you just cut them off with an X-Acto blade, you know, you score, you know, you can use these still. So if that's what you choose, like I said, if you got like you got touring car wheels, if you choose to go from slicks to some treaded stuff, these are just my drift wheels, but I got some racing stuff too for like F1. If you go from, you know, some softs to some mediums or something like that, you just want to switch them out, you know, this is definitely my recommendation. I know there's a couple other people that have videos on doing it with the heat gun, but they don't really explain anything. So if you were wondering, you know, boiling's kind of a pain. It just it heats up the entire thing, and it can warp it. I've had that issue, especially with the touring car wheels. They warp really easy in the boiling water. I mean, the truggy and the buggy 8th scale stuff, you can boil it and it works all right, but I still think that using the heat gun makes it come off so much easier, and it's so much quicker too, in my opinion. So let's show you guys. So I mean, there you go. There goes in, you know, switch out your foams, do whatever you wish with it. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do this, in my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, learned something. If not, you know, hit the dislike button for all I care. But if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. Like I said, this is from Harbor Freight. It's a fancy drill master, if you care. Just from Harbor Freight. Like I said, it was like 12 bucks. Not very expensive at all. And this method saves your foams. So, I mean, those are still absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I can use those over. tires are good. I can mount these, if I want to, I can mount these on another set of rims. Or wheels, I guess you could say. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, be nice. If you guys got any questions, leave in the comments. I will try my best to answer them quickly. Have a good one.